When hungry, eat. When tired, sleep. When tired, sleep. When hungry, eat. This is the doctrine of those who are in accord with the universe. Sparsely practiced by the common man. Oh yes, the common man.
Okay. Yep.
Now it may seem that this is a work contrived with the sole intent of exploiting the flaws of the majority of people. However, it is much more accurate to say we are working with matters that concern the individual. Being a good person, or simply doing what is right, but not right as defined by society. For the public has never really searched for the good people. No, but rather, right as defined by oneself. And so we embark on a voyage, triggered by an undeniable internal dissonance. A dissonance towards the external world only acts as a catalyst. So, we look within. This journey starts by letting go of an overt connection, kept alive by tradition in vain. It is not easy, nor settling. It takes courage to carve the deepest of valleys, but so unexpected do the peaks of the most grand mountains form, and somewhere along the way, a bond may be formed, more strong and more real than the ties that need to be broken. All achieved by asking the most important questions. The questions to which we may never find the answers, but the search gets us moving. And with all this being said, I would like to welcome you. This is the story of the tortoise.
Thank you. Awesome.
What's happening? I get
Like he's a good kid and you wonder why he plays English Irish. That story is what Irish I taught you to find yourself. Yeah. It's something I find fantasy.
So I was looking through the news the other day and it was like Kim Kardashian's brother, and there's this stuff about him being depressed and
Why do you
really
care
worried
about
about him, you know? He's getting fat and they're really...
Did you see Sam? Oh my god, dead ass.
Oh my god, dude. Dude,
Oh my
me, her,
No.
fat.
You heard nothing.
Yeah, did you see
I did not.
Shut up about Bieber. It's really not that interesting.
He's a Christian. He's gonna be
God, dude. Can't take this shit. Is this all you guys fucking think about all day?
I'm going to do everything in my power to get the best possible place for myself.
You're driving me insane.
Non-stop Netflix is how I celebrate my last day of school.
Like, there's actually no legitimate reason for why I need to be here.
Well then why not leave?
I would, but I fucking can't,
Well, you
man.
see, you're playing a game, just like your peers
What
are.
type of a game is this? It's more like a war.
Yes,
A war of subtleties. Man, if you listen to these people, they never shut the hell up about this shit that doesn't matter.
god, what did she say?
Oh my god, she said.
Don't get me wrong, I consider myself to be a nice, rational person, but like, man, these people get to me, and when they get to me, I want to push pencils with their fucking eyes. Man, it sounds like I'm destined to be one of those fucked up kids who goes out and shoots a bunch of people and his whole fucking family because he couldn't get anybody to love him. No, not even his God, because all that God wanted was to rape the rapist. So, I think I'm gonna divorce the bitch, because it's turned into an abusive relationship, just like my one with this school. And I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I'm just in a strange psychopathic state, and they're in a state of oblivion, a place that they're all in a superficial train of thought. Now let's watch as my friends tell me what's hot and what's not. They're pacing blind and I'm distraught. Tell them to fuck off, brains rot, this is food for thought. And it's obvious that they're not very hungry, so back off. An influx of pain, I wrongfully blame. It must suck to be tamed, seeking nothing but fame. No one knows my name, but fuck them and their game. And who would dare act like they care. But we live in a square and they're unaware, trapped in trivial affairs, a geometric nightmare. I'm out of my element, feeling completely irrelevant. My mood is foul, growl, howl like Ginsburg. America is going down like the Hindenburg. Watch the kids flock to the box, I watch them up top like a hawk. Moloch, 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 Moloch.
Tristan. Hello, Earth to Tristan.
Oh, what?
Hi. All right, you're the last kid to go. Are you all set?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, great. So we're gonna wrap this up. Last project for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Tristan, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so for this project, I made a song, and I guess in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I connected most with the chief. He kind of reminded me of what I used to be, but McMurphy pulls him out of like this reliance that he has on the psych ward, and I guess my McMurphy, you could say, is my introverted personality. And it's kind of funny because people sometimes make fun of me and call me a turtle, and I relate those people to the other people on the ward who can't live without that. And so, like, I hear those people who call me that screaming inside themselves.
I'm happy in my shell cause it fits well. No need to rebel cause I feel no hell. Neutral brains don't feel pain cause they are the same or therefore considered sane. I feel free, that's enough for me. Even if it's just an illusion that I see, it gives me a sense of security. Complying is a sign of maturity in a world where it makes no sense to think adversely.
Yeah. This track is brought to you in part by Nicholas Van Buskirk of the North Carolinian area. I'm Tristan, the rapist, attempting to excite some neutral minds here today. So check it out. Castaway at sea, physically free, but essentially dead mentally. Through the fog it is hard to see, and the smog it is hard to breathe. But that's what happens when necessity meets extremity. Now master's degree? That's not for me, I'm talking PhD, to benefit the future's #1 employee. So proud as my family as they stare at my big screen TV. Release from my daily grind is Vine, Instagram, Snapchat. Check me out in my snapback and this funny fat cat. They give me a false sense of life back. My friends call me a dumbass, but they're cool, they don't mean it. Plus I need a clique to fit with, so I can be told who to be, subconsciously. And I need someone to love me, plus I need someone to shove me, so I can get caught up in the petty bullshit of my kind. And I find it's easiest just letting someone else use my mind, while I sip on the wine, thinking everything will be fine. Let the doctors sew up their sutures for my future, living in sorrow, give today for tomorrow.
It's the clutch of the combine, and subtle twine is wrapped around your mind, but you're oblivious the whole time. Clutch, clutch, clutch of the combine, of the combine, yeah, you know it's the clutch of the combine, and subtle twine is wrapped around your mind, but you're oblivious the whole time. Clutch, clutch, clutch of the combine, of the combine, clutch of the combine.
Man, you know what I figured out a long time ago is that the people who have the real control in this educational system, they don't really give a fuck about whether or not I learn anything. They just want me to be here for a set number of hours so they can pass me on down the assembly line. And at the end of the day, if I end up not learning anything, it ends up being convenient for them, because an uneducated mind is an obedient mind, and an obedient mind is easier to govern. Listen to me scream and shout about how my generation is suffering institutionalization, lack of creation, too much consuming, no doubt business is booming, but I warn that's most important to Orwell society. But do you see what I see? Up on the horizon, it's a rising sun, which you must now turn away from, time to succumb. Approach her front door, mind numb, entered the asylum, swelling veins, but I'm not insane, just kept here in vain. And I used to get so mad and tense to my core, but now I just sigh and stoop to the floor. I'm trapped here by heavy doors, so there's no point trying to escape anymore. And I have a passion that I can't fully pursue, instead I must plant my ass in class next to you. Oh no, but they tell me that I'm free to go. At 16, school is all that I know. With 2 years left, like where do I go? How about to the woods, to live like Thoreau, where I'm truly alone and can finally just let go. Then, all of a sudden, there we go. I scream, land ho! Forget my religion, every premeditated decision. Abolition of indecision, steady ignition, maintain ambition, no more submission to this system that we transcend and take flight above all the petty infatuations of life. And with me, it is you that I would like to invite to fly like a kite, the neutral minds we excite.
We're indifferent to the clutch of the combine, therefore we divide the clutch of the combine. We're indifferent to the clutch of the combine, therefore we divide the clutch of the combine. We're indifferent to the clutch of the combine, therefore we divide the clutch of the combine. We're indifferent to the clutch of the combine, therefore we divide the clutch of the combine.
Now it usually goes that the hermit is the person who is said to be in a shell, hiding in a fetal position from the game of the common man. But if you ask a hermit about his shell, he will reply,
Shell? What shell? The reason I seek solitude is to emancipate myself mentally from a shell that is much more common. The man that says I am in a shell is truly the tortoise. Those who are most oblivious to their shells are the ones who cling to them the most. A metaphorical combine that consumes the better part of a man in mass quantities.
but sensibly, aren't we all, as a race in a shell, floating on a rock through darkness? And so he who is in accord with this idea is self-actualized. So if I inform someone who is in denial about their shell that they will fall asleep tonight, never to awake again, then they will quickly drop everything and try to do what they truly wanted, because before now they have not worked at it at all. They were too busy clinging to something that will be lost anyways. But if I told the hermit the same exact thing, he would continue on with his day as if I said nothing at all, because he already lives how he wants to.
Tristan, that was...
Okay, time to go home. Get me out of this place, goddamn. Siri, call Dan.
Calling Daniels.
Go into the woods. Go into the woods. Come on, Dan. Dan, pick up the phone. Dan, pick up.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, Dan, let's get out of here. I'm gonna go get Rosie, and then I'll meet you know where, okay?
You mean like at the woods? Alright, I'll see you there.
When it comes to large groups of people, there's only so much that the tortoise can take, and it's safe to say that he has had his dose for the day.
Rosie, wanna go for a walk?
So, with his best friend, and his dog Rosie of course, he's leaving behind all the distractions of modern society. He's going to the woods, and not because he wishes to live deliberately, or for some other deeply profound purpose. No, he's going simply because he can't take those superficial motherfuckers at his school. He has no other choice but to leave. And he jokes about the seriousness of the upcoming endeavor with his friend Dan, but little does he know of how greatly it truly will affect him.
So here we are, Dan, at the opening of the woods. The inception of our journey. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. You ready?
I am, but before we go, we need to define who we are, because I would plan on being very different people when we come back from this, because this is going to be fucking crazy.
We're just going for a walk in the woods.
No. Tell me, who do you think you are?
Man, who am I? Okay, well, I'm a sexy beast. I enjoy long walks on the beach. My name is Dan. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs? It's enough to break the ice.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. Dan,
oh my God.
You're
do you want to go first?
To this friendship. Yeah, I'll go first. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go.
Okay.
It can be of great value to go outside of ourselves and try to define ourselves as if we are someone else entirely. Try and bite our own teeth, or to touch the tip of our right forefinger to the tip of our right forefinger, and see what it is that makes us feel like individuals, or whether or not it's phony.
His name is Tristan and he transcends. For him time bends, his vanity ends, his sanity pens, until his ego blends when the mist and the mountains become his friends. He's the Transcendentalist, yes, the Transcendentalist. Never will diss and he's never been kissed, but he gets a gist of what something is missed as he holds the sun in his fist and questions happiness. Now does it truly exist? Uncovering lies, the liberator of lives, known to be true through the tears in the eyes of the wives of every modern day suitor guy that dies. Tristan Vies, and that's when he realized he's just like Odysseus, not pernicious, but a destroyer of men, a supporter of Zen, a comedian, and now he's mad with a pen. He stabbed the pointy end into the armless kid named Ben. Ben is now in the hospital getting treated for ink poisoning. He lies compulsively every now and again. Yesterday his dog impregnated a hen, and if the fetus lives then, he's going to name the son Darren. Or if it's a girl, then she shall be called Sharon. But all jokes aside, there resides something much deeper down inside, always contemplating and debating life, death, and crystal meth, and how it would be best if it was all made legal. But no, fatally feeble is the human cerebral that says drugs are evil. A slow-moving lethal needle injected right into the chest. So let's just speed up the process, elect Bill O'Reilly into the Oval Office. He'll fuck things up for sure and start a nuclear war, so the humans won't have to deal with themselves anymore. That's right, Tristan is not a fan of mankind, manifested in the cynical rhyme. Not sadistic, just realistic, and most would agree that the kid with his wristlet needs help. But it's ironic, cause we seem to be working towards our demise, committing suicide, which we say is cowardly, but open your eyes. The people who say save the planet really mean save the humans. Well, hold on a second, it has just occurred that by trying to define himself, Tristan has described everyone else. He now knows what Alan Watts means by saying other implies self. But the problem is that when he looks out, he can't confide in others because all that he sees is the prick of a big brother. But with his best friend, every 6th weekend he is one again. And so he is nobody, bound to nobody, like the leaf that rustles in the breeze on the tree, or the fish that spreads its fins and is free with the sea. And long gone after the day that Tristan is buried, forever drawn and on, the circles will continue to carry. His name is Tristan and he transcends. For him time bends, his vanity ends, his sanity pans, until his ego blends when the mist and the mountains become his friends. He's the Transcendentalist, yes, the Transcendentalist. Never will diss and he's never been kissed, but he gets a gist of what something is missed as he holds the sun in his fist and questions happiness. Now does it truly exist?
Well, what do you think? Does happiness exist? What do you think, Pharrell? What is happiness? You have a good answer for me? No? Well, that's pretty much it. That's who Tristan is. Now, who are you? Who do you think you are?
So Dan, you really just gotta ask yourself the quintessential questions, you know what I mean?
Not exactly, but continue, please.
Well, like, I don't know, I guess I started by asking myself, what am I truly? And so if you get into that deep enough, you realize that the individual is kind of phony.
Tristan, shut up.
The greater thing is the whole.
Do you see that guy in the tree?
Where?
He's hanging in the tree right in front of us.
Crap.
Dude, he has to be dead. Wow.
Dude, we're walking in the forest and we find a dead guy. What are the odds of that?
I'd say slim to none, but damn.
Who hangs himself in a tux also?
Yeah.
That guy must have had money. Yeah.
How old do you think he was?
I don't know, mid-40s, 50s, something around there, middle-aged.
Wow, family.
He might have had a family, yeah.
Why do you think he did it? Why did he kill himself?
Why does one kill himself? I don't know, I guess one can only speculate.
You possessed of sturdy intellect. Observe the teachings hidden here beneath the veil of virtue so obscure.
Yeah. Now we're gonna smoke some J.
Yeah, okay. That is not okay.
No, it's okay because I got straight A's on my last trimester grade, so it makes sense to use our off days to sit back and blaze.
That makes very little sense.
But wait, I'm not a thug, don't smoke. Not sure why I mentioned drugs. I need a hug. Shit, no, anxiety attack. Something's about to stab me in the back. I need to get back on track. I've fallen off a cliff into a bottomless abyss of constantly being pissed because my intellect has been stripped or perhaps just misplaced. God damn it, get me out of this place. I had an important message to convey, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I watched a one-armed fat kid learn how to ride a bike on TV today.
I think we're wasting away.
I used the word gay as an insult to make fun of my enemies.
Wasting away.
I'm trying to be poetic, but my brain has been turned into viscous clay.
We're wasting away.
Constant reminders of reality causes the manifestation of dreams to fade away.
I swear to God, we're wasting away.
It's like a sickness invading my brain. I go insane when I see these kids playing these mundane iPhone games, wasting hours a day on something so lame. Now if this is you, please go back the same way that you came. Return to the womb as I direct you to your mother's poon. You persist in the tomb, so let's zoom way out. Disconnect the intellect that has fallen victim to neglect. create an overview effect. Realize the mass defect. It is a failure of most people to live out their true potential, which is essential to the obtaining of happiness. A desire no longer sure exists. So fuck living truthful lives, because we want lies, bloodied knives, and children's cries. Because life, it's a drama, and the plot is a mind game, and half of us don't even try playing. But thanks anyway for paying. You know, it's the 21st century, so why the fuck are we still praying? Well, it's because we're still obeying. Passionless and actionless, you must confess that many acquiesce in excess. Now that the creator is cashing in, as if social networking is a psychological assassin. But the superficial don't understand the slightest abstraction, but too bad, this song doesn't have a caption. I watched a one-armed fat kid learn how to ride a bike on TV today.
I think we're wasting away.
I used the word gay as an insult to make fun of my enemies.
Wasting away.
I'm trying to be poetic, but my brain has been turned into viscous clay.
We're wasting away.
Constant reminders of reality causes the manifestation of dreams to fade away.
Swear to God, we're wasting away.
Reality can suck sometimes, but you have a powerful mind, so climb inside. You may find what mankind cannot fathom the words to describe. Synthesize until your ideas materialize in front of your eyes. I'm ravenous for truth and knowledge, but I've been told in order to be successful nowadays I need college. Well, I got a 1460 on my cumulative SAT, so I guess there's nothing left for me to be except attached to the TV.
Coming up, if you like sex but hate romance, start looking
What the fuck am I doing? Well, forgive me for not knowing about the bourgeoisie, but I have to disagree with this educational philosophy. Give the kid an A so his mom can reward him for the good grades. Then he keeps up that charade for about 12 years, he stays that way. And eventually it's almost time to graduate. He doesn't really remember what he learned the previous 11 years, but he doesn't care, cause he volunteered, and that's what colleges love to hear. Wearing that gown and cap, don't forget the fucking blue sash, cause next year it's off the Quinnipiac. Now I ask, what do you hope to accomplish by doing this? What do you aspire to be?
I don't know, I just want lots of money.
Then you realize and say, oh my fucking god, we really are wasting away. We are the most uninspiring people, obviously deprived, but we seem to be alive, but definitely not living, just trying to survive. Now how do you survive this industrialized habitat? Well, first you must learn to adapt, study really hard and memorize all this random crap, and maybe one day you'll be able to afford that Cadillac. But then you realize the system has stabbed you in the back, despite the fact that you thrive with all this money. Ain't it funny how you committed suicide at age 55? Cause you realize that there is really no point merely trying to survive. I watched a one-armed fat kid learn how to ride a bike on TV today.
I think we're wasting away.
I used the word gay as an insult to make fun of my enemies.
Wasting away.
I'm trying to be poetic, but my brain has been turned into viscous clay.
We're wasting away.
Constant reminders of reality causes the manifestation of dreams to fade away.
I swear to God, we're wasting away.
It is a discordant system, and it does not want us to mention it. But forget that. Do not step to it. Unknowingly, half of us are desperate to exit it. And that's it, man. That's all I gotta say. By the way, the fat kid with the one arm, he ended up learning how to ride the bike, so good for him. I just don't know why I was watching it, or why I was on TV. I need to be out accomplishing my own goals, you know what I mean? Living my own life, not watching some reproduction of it on a digital screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. Live your life.
So that's good and all, but what do we do about the guy in the tree?
The dead guy, just leave him here.
We shouldn't, like tell anyone, bring him anywhere?
No,
Like,
that seems like a hassle. And like logistically, we can't just like haul him through the woods like a
oh, that's a good
piece
point.
of
Like,
lumber.
where would we take it? Yeah, that'd be weird. We
Yeah,
should
fuck
call
'em.
the police or the.
No, let's just
like-
keep going.
Wow. All right. Yeah, we can circle back maybe.
No.
Whatever. Just
Let's
all right,
go.
Just go. Do you know what's up ahead? Like anything good?
Woods probably. We're in the goddamn forest.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, how's life then?
Life is.
It just is.
Yep.
Just-
That's pretty much it.
Wow. That's descriptive. Anything good happen?
Hey, have you heard of gynecomastia? I think that's how you say it.
What is that?
Gynecomastia.
Yeah, no, but what is it?
Oh, it's like when guys grow boobs.
Yeah, I saw a TV show where this guy was breastfeeding an infant. I guess that's kind of.
That's cool.
Why? Why do you bring it up?
Oh, I saw a commercial It was like a recall for some type of medicine, and like the medicine, the side effect was like it makes you grow tits.
Ooh, but it was just letting you know, hey, take our medicine, but you could.
Yeah, think of like the 12-year-old boy who has just like developed tits and he's just sitting there and hasn't done anything about it, but then he's like sees the commercial and he's like, oh, I should do something about my tits now.
So you wait for the commercial to do anything. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a strange channel you were on.
No, yeah, I was.
Yeah, okay. Well, but I don't know, the word tits is just kind of weird because some people find it pretty offensive. What do you think of that?
Fuck those people and their tits.
That escalated
Hey, look.
quickly.
Someone left their car here.
Is it? Man, it looks pretty old. How long do you think it's been?
Yeah, well, it's all broken down and
It's got
shit.
bullet holes.
Yeah.
Who shoots a car in the woods? Like,
Probably someone with a gun.
Alright, fair enough. So...
But, like, think of how metaphorical this is.
What do you mean?
Like, to everything we've been talking about.
Yeah, but like how... Like a car? Like...
Nature prevails, I think, because man separates themselves as something other than nature, but...
So we separate ourselves from... Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but really we are nature, and so when we say we aren't, it's just kind of fucking up everything, and I think we declare war on everything too. Like as a culture, I think we're made to have the mindset of it's us versus the whole world, and I think that's just a weird way of looking at it, if you ask me. Like every day at school, I feel like I'm walking through a goddamn war zone in the halls. Head tilted towards the ground, slight frown, thoughts in the clouds, little chance of coming down. I'm walking in a crowd, but this place is a ghost town. Now, is it worth saving? Yes, no, maybe so? Shit, I don't know. Let's ask Plato.
We need those who can see in the dark, for men will always fight for power in the shadows.
All I see are preppy pricks, Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm ripped, says a jock to the chick with the big tits. Flawed leadership, and because of this, slip and grip a sinking ship. And the whole art form is going down with it. You want modern popular music? Yeah. Prepare to see every part of Miley except for her nips and her clitoris. Yo, fuck this, it's galactic or piss. Someone please tell me what the point of this is, cause I was simply thrown in the mix, and in this box I don't fit. We're on the battlefield and I'm dead in a ditch. Existence is a glitch, a glitch, a glitch, a glitch. Clenched fists, internally twist, bound at the wrists, happiness lists, life of bliss. Yeah right, make a wish, for this is what it means to fully enlist. Trying to cope and mope the butt end of a petty joke. Yeah, life sucks now, but God gives us hope. Not convinced with esoteric folks who know it's a hoax. Spiteful words into the backs of most throats. The warlike mentality proceeds to provoke. That's why the kids spark note, don't ask me to read cause I won't. Fucking scramble the yoke, and that shitty sports coach who destroys a childlike love. Ron Jr. can think of, stabbing Coach Mike in the face. Take him from a happy place. Drama consumes the psyche, leaving nothing but waste. Survival of the fittest, this shit is a race. With no finish, it only distorts a clear image. How you identify a lost soldier, drop an American off next to a boulder on the shoulder of a road outside of Mexico City. He greets a town with a frown, thinking it's shitty, cause there aren't as many Q-tips with perky tits and hair all neat. There's a man in bare feet, how's he supposed to compete in a race with a man in his nonchalant face? Something's off here, it's the Day of the Dead and they cheer, but he feels fear. He's offered a beer and lets down his veneer. You know, whether it's an intention to secure a pension or a need for attention, it all comes from oppression, a pathetic obsession to march like a penguin, wage war with belly shirts and miniskirts. That shit can't be comfortable. Flirt, fucker, flirt, while a soldier removes his vest and meets a mysterious zest in a place where the war is taken less serious.
War zone thing, it's really all just an illusion. It's just a game.
Yeah, but it's so goddamn real, I can't escape it.
No, that's not true. You can escape it, just it's a little less fun to call it quits. And that's when everything went wrong. By that old broken down car, when Tristan looked down and realized that he was no longer in the company of his little furry friend.
Wait, dude, where's Rosie?
How should I know? She's your dog.
Dude, I thought you had her, though.
No, you had her last.
No?
What? Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? I gotta go find her.
No, dude.
Rosie!
Tristan, hang on.
Rosie!
No, hold up. Tristan!
Few people understand, let alone have something that is comparable to the bond that the tortoise had with that dog. Nothing in the world matters more to him than Rosie. Dan was a good friend and all, but the tortoise had no control over what happened to him. Whereas Rosie is more like a part of the tortoise, a steadily burning flame within him. Without Rosie, there was no reason to even go on a walk in the first place. But as soon as he took his eyes off her, she was gone, and now he had to find her again. After about an hour of searching, the three that entered the woods together now only seemed to be moving farther and farther apart.
Vor?
Yes? What is it?
Rosie's gone. She ran off. And I could never really think that this could possibly happen. I mean, we were so close, and I dedicated my whole life to making sure that this was so. And as far as Dan goes, I don't know where he is. I left him behind somewhere.
We had a good reason to do so.
Man, I need a certain dose of solitude to be healthy, you know? You know this.
Indeed.
But right now, I feel terribly alone, and I have no idea where I am, and I feel an urgent need to get back. But then I ask myself, what is there to get back to, and...
Well, what is there to get back to?
Well, that's the thing. There's nothing to get back to. Man, I'm isolated in the middle of the woods, and without Rosie, all I can do is stare back at civilization in despair.
And why is this so?
Well, no one can disagree. It's the unanimous opinion that our existence is a good one.
It is a biased opinion, but very true.
Now, I don't support the antithesis. I don't say our existence is bad, but one could form a very sound argument in that direction simply by looking at our past.
Well, what specifically do you speak of from our past?
Well, for example, the white man went to that country and kidnapped those people to enslave in a land that they had to commit genocide to get. And these other people starved and beat those soldiers and raped and murdered thousands of other completely innocent women and children. And before all this, there was a guy who had a god that probably doesn't exist, but who nonetheless disagreed with this other guy's god. And they may or may not have fucked each other's children. It's just constant war, fighting, suffering, and tears, all for a brief period of peace that has never really existed without some form of corruption. And history doesn't repeat itself, but it has patterns. It goes around in circles, and so many people don't see it how it is. And the fucked up thing is that as a culture, we pride ourselves on keeping this dizzying discordance alive with something they call love, a fucked up form of love that is unconditional. The wretched fucking animals. And so badly do I want to break this feeling of irrelevance, but I can't ignore the truth. I will not walk forward blind, and I will not give in to their bullshit.
Those who savor our existence see a romanticized vision of a peaceful world. But if they were to think logically, they would understand that no circle brings us to that conclusion. Therefore, it is nonsensical to advocate for the perpetuation of a human race.
So, now what?
You said that there's no reason to go back to civilization.
Yeah, well, it seems to be so.
This is not true. You feel you have something to offer, something that they need. I think what's really bothering you here is their lack of recognition or acceptance. Speak on this.
Rosie is dead, like my passion was fed. Non-gluten-free bread and shat the fucking bed. Now I'm lost inside my head, incompetent, spoon-fed. Well said, condescend to your best friend, yelling transcend. But Dan is really gone, these words are my spawn, and it's just man's dawn. But the sun is setting above, I wanna do what I love. And I really cannot comprehend the thought of the fact that everyone wants to sit back and settle, melt away the day's toils and boil the kettle, and curl up to a cup of tea. No thanks, nothing for me, and I simply can't just do what's easy. Instead of on a walk Saturday, let's talk at lunch today. Well, in that case, I think I'll just text you what I gotta say. And that shirt sleeve reads Love, and letters all glittery, but love I don't believe. Because of her, she's not allowed to walk with me. Sounds to me like she needs emancipation from slavery. If love is anything, it's to be free, but free is not I, cause I dream about her still. How long will this hole take to fill? Only if more than my own patch of soil I could till. And sometimes I feel that love is a sickness, and that love's ubiquitous. Feeling kinda stressed, so what do I do next? Propel myself into the middle of a metaphysical vortex. No outward effects, could this indifference be a hex? Solitude is now a vice. What happens with me, myself, I'm bored, does not suffice. must confess to my necessities, and here's where I can't shake the things that weigh heavily on my brain. I tried to share what I found, but she turned it down. But what I learned from previously playing the game is that on what you don't have, you can't ruminate, or else you doom yourself to an undeniably petty fate. And in my head these things inflate, and no more of it can I take. But fuck, I love her, just play a gold character. Shiver, shiver, my pursuits defer. Still her name remains, and I claim it's my life's bane. But perhaps this thing runs deeply through my veins, representing something much bigger. And she's a 9, maybe even a dime. But so, you wanna fuck her? Who wouldn't wanna fuck her? But now she seems a little more lackluster. But fuck lust, a tidbit taboo but a must. Today it's like a required desire, but for me it's never really been about that.
You're a goddamn liar.
What's wrong with wanting a friend? And goddamn it, Vor, where the fuck have you been?
I have been here the whole time, reminding you of the past and why you never pursued anything a year ago, back when you saw her every day. You knew the thing in your head was greatly skewed, but you went after it with 100% passion, as you do with everything.
I needed to prove it. I needed to be sure, but still it hasn't helped. How do I get her out of my head? How do I forget her?
You don't. To forget her is to lose a great part of yourself. What a futile exercise that would be. You remember her, and every word she's ever said to you. You let her words breathe through every motion of the character she has helped you become. For fuck's sake, look at yourself. You walk through these woods completely by yourself, in confident strides. She's part of the reason you thrive out here. You just have to accept her where you are. And no matter how much you want her to be, she is not your way out of here. You are simply not on that path yet.
And I hear you, I'm just so tired of this low. I'm so tired of constantly thinking about a person I don't even know. You hear me? I'm tired of it.
Well, when tired, sleep. When tired, sleep. When tired, sleep, sleep. Sleep.
You know, Vor, I think you're right. I'm gonna lay down right here in the middle of the woods. I got a pile of twigs that look pretty comfortable. I'm gonna take a nap, okay? I think it'll be good for me to clear my mind. Just too many words, too many words. We all need to learn how to just shut the hell up every once in a while. Open our minds and listen.
Some eye motion. REM cycle? Yes. REM cycle initiated. Into the subconscious we go. We trip into the inner sanctum. Tell us, what do you see? At the foot of a stairwell leading to the heavens is a Catholic man and his 7 angry brethren. Detestful expressions are on their faces. It's the Tortoise, ascending the holy steps. He breaks through the golden gates, approaching the mighty throne, eyes fixated on a scraggly beard. He grabs hold of those Elysian locks, reaches his fist into the jaw of the Lord, and rips out his tongue. The Tortoise has God's tongue in his hand. He's returning to the mortal world, boon in hand, center stage. The whole thing is a play. The marionettes speak. Blasphemy! A yell dictated from the tides to the scaffolding above. The Tortoise grabs the curtain, tears it down, stares, grinning, into the stoic face of the puppet master, who feigns indifference. But now, a formidable force emerges from the darkness of backstage. It's the Grim Reaper. The marionettes fall to the floor, the clatter exposing the true colors of their subliminal operator as he flees. The Tortoise turns, staring into the face of death in utter curiosity. And now, a smirk, pure bliss. The Tortoise extends his hand. Met halfway by bare bones, they shake, surprising warmth. Both figures remain, no sorrowful pile of ash forms. No, for there is no ego to burn here. And now, darkness. To a pleasant surprise.
Rosie? Rosie! Rosie, come here! Come here! Come here! There you are.
With his rediscovered passion, he was now feeling great. The struggles that once posed such great adversity now only seemed like distant trifles. The tortoise went from depression to the most real of highs in a matter of minutes, with no real change in the external environment. His mood depended entirely on how he chose to look at things.
And why are things always so stressful? Because life is a serious thing. We gotta get to the top of it, you know?
Why are good vibes as rare as most native tribes? Why are good vibes as rare as most native tribes? Why do we kill those guys instead of trying to share our lives? Why do we kill those guys? Do we let the tears in their eyes survive? Connive and contrive, we contrive and connive to survive. Could we just take 5? Yo, that's why I ask of you, the next 5 minutes to let go, here we go. Yeah, this is some feel-good music, so just let go. And indulge in the present moment. The rabbit's feeling quite fantastic, sitting in an attic doing nothing but practice. I'm not the Earth's axis, but it's all cool cause I kind of fly above like a dove with a thing called love. And I don't even think of the fascists or the Westboro Baptists, but they make others' heads twirl and hurl, do a bunch of heavy curls, impress the pretty girls, and after school give a tool's head a swirl. I have no enemies, but will we ever be free in a world with no enmity? No. Oh, I thought you would go. I got the answers to all there is problems, yo. I don't, but so what? We all suffer somewhat. It just makes more sense to some to keep their mouth shut. Why me is the mentality that lives far too seriously. The key is to take yourself lightly and you'll flow with the angels. It's amazing how different things can look at new angles. And if there are no stars in the sky tonight, it's alright. The crickets will still chirp, those chicks will still twerk. Those who can will usurp, the truth may still hurt. It's just how the world works. Just watch out below, cause we're letting go. The point here is to simply go, so let the melody flow and teach what it knows. No need for altissimo, just play it like you mean it though. Like you mean it though. No. So let the melody flow and teach what it knows. No need for altissimo, just play it like you mean it though. Live like you mean it though, you know? I know the routine, teens are mean. You wanna fuck the homecoming queen, then go party like Charlie Sheen, like an empty canteen. But the shit that you're seeing online excites your mind more than a Mexican jumping beam, but I'm gonna intervene. I'm only 17, but through the Facebook memes and the shiny touchscreens, I know no one's ever gonna reach Nirvana. But you can follow all your favorite drama, naked pictures of Madonna, plague duck or llama. So I guess just do what you wanna, but don't ignore the inevitable and not regrettable fate of a generation that can't communicate, but can double all those squares together to get 2048. Cover the problems in duct tape, you still can't escape. We're complex apes, nature bends slightly out of shape. But oh well, why dwell? I don't believe in hell, but the vibrations of its bells.
racing, feet pacing, my psyche's chasing some most likely fake thing. Take 6 shits in one day, don't wanna make the world pay, just gotta figure what to say to lighten up the day. Now if you listen to my flow, you already know I don't care about where I'm gonna go. In 10 years though, I'll be wearing tattered clothes on the side of the road, in 2 feet of snow, playing music that nobody knows. Have free shows, but I got all 10 toes and some good pros, so life is jolly. I listen to my folly to pull me from the melancholy. My dog Rosie counteracts a great trance, reminds me to dance like it's a musical thing, so everybody sing. And I must reiterate this one last thing, it's that thing about levity, and if pursued effectively it'll dissolve dissonance like it did in my instance. Humiliation, vexation, yield to exaltation, turn chagrin into something more Elysian. And while I float like an angel, Lucifer's boat gets spangled with bullet holes they drown. I fall to the ground, clashing chords struck, and that's when I look up. The twilight doesn't shine bright tonight, so I say nighty night, facing nothing but plight. Like when tired sleep, I offer something to reach, throw away in another day, rediscover and keep. It's the grand motion, contrasting emotion, moving to and fro. All you can really do though is go, let the melody flow and teach what it knows. No need for altissimo, just play it like you mean it though. Live like you mean it though, you know?
It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. Quote, Emerson. I learned this, at least, of my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. He will put some things behind him, will pass an invisible boundary, new, universal, and more liberal laws will begin to establish themselves around him, within him. Will the old laws be expanded and interpreted in his favor, in a more liberal sense, and he will live with the license of a higher order of beings. In proportion as he simplifies his life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty poverty, nor weakness weakness. If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations around them. Put the foundations around them. Quote, Thoreau.
Inspire, indulge in the tuners or fiesta's lyre, poke pins in my skin like the concert choir. You selling dream catchers, I am not your buyer. When it comes to my psyche, you would not rewire. But did you see the flyer? In front of Starbucks, yeah, I've just been hired. Now that's one way to extinguish desire, while igniting a much more dangerous fire deep within me. It's hard to offend me, but if you do so, then I throw a latte in the face of an 85-year-old and they sprays me with mace. Now I gotta deal with a legal case because I joined the workplace, an ambiguous foot race that I never let change my pace. But it's true, the world is run by money and the Playboy bunnies. My mom says, honey, you going into music, but what does one do with a music degree? Someone just gave it to me like ABC, how to produce revenue steadily. But for me, being happy is to accept brevity and to forget longevity, to live pleasantly, presently, eternally. Now is the me that I want to be, so touch your heart to your ear. Feel no push in the rear by the peer of your peers, and no, I do not adhere. I step to the beat of the drum that I hear.
These people know where you're coming from.
Oh, what exactly do you mean?
Well, you know, you weren't always feeling so liberated. Remember back when freshman year? Like, that was shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, how'd you get from there to here?
Alright, so I guess the question is, to be or not to be? The latter sometimes appeals to me, but don't take me for an idealist. My mind is always in the gutter, soaked in piss, self-pity. I got sick of it, and what every night is like, I don't want to be anymore. My hands are sore, blood stains on the door, provoke me to ask, what the fuck do I live for? Nothing but means that have no end. Are the odds and ends at the school I attend? Lose track of friends, on no one else will I depend. Hit or miss, I follow my bliss to a scope of genius. Life is reasonless, so there better be happiness, cherish loneliness. Yes, I'm an atheist, hermit, and I love it. Solitude is where I speak the verse of my soul, and it never gets old. A clear mind amongst those lost in the times. The dirt chimes on which the sunlight shines through the trees and vines, creating these rhymes at the same time. I'm in my prime, I've got mental health and I need nothing else. Fuck tangible wealth, metaphysically stealth. All that I need is me and myself.
The point here isn't just to do things differently with some inflamed sense of ego. No, it's to realize that your own opinion is the one that has the most value to you. Now, keeping in touch with that opinion is a great internal struggle in a seemingly external world. But I guarantee that if you accept this challenge and stay true to it always, then, in time, it will prove to be the only way to live.
I still haven't found Dan yet. We split up what seems to be like several hours ago, and it's getting dark now. For all I know, we may never see each other again, but it's all good. I know he is somewhere in this forest, hopefully walking his own path, just as I walked mine. And walking my own path, well, that's what I will continue to do. There's not much to it really, I simply go wherever Rosie takes me. Although, I suppose it does take a certain type of character to put all of your faith into a dog that is as foolish as mine. And who knows, maybe one day Rosie will pull me down a path that leads back to civilization. But I've been trying not to think like that. I find it's best to just walk with my head down, never looking back from where I've just come, nor ever more than a few feet ahead of me. But occasionally, I do stop and stand silently, the birds chirping, wind blowing, trees swaying, sun shining, and in all these things, I see myself, not as good or bad, but as what is. And I would say that the main thing I realized from going on this walk today is that we are very good at limiting ourselves. We all have a certain amount of potential within us, and we can turn this potential into something real if we act on our own accord. But the thing is that we live in a society that is overrun by institutions that aren't really interested in helping you do this. I have found that we have to look out for ourselves, because it's likely that whatever school you attend, or job you work, or social group by which you define yourself doesn't really give a fuck about you. I'm not saying that to be harsh, it's just the truth. But I have found the most liberating thing that I have learned to utter is fuck that. You know, if it's not for me, then fuck it. Say it a couple times yourself. It feels pretty good, doesn't it? You just gotta learn who you are as an individual, and then learn what's good for that person. And I have been called a weird guy and a freak from time to time, but I don't feel it at all because it's not real. You have to understand that normal is nothing more than a human bias. No such thing as a weird person exists. Only those who are pretentious enough to think that their way is the right way. Self-reliance is the most amazing standpoint from which I've experienced the world. And I feel like I have uncovered something valuable out here. And it's not really esoteric, rather accessible, but unfortunately for most, completely undiscovered. And that's it. At the inception of a new one, this trail ends here. I have nothing left to tell you. Rosie is staring back at me with her eyebrows raised. She's wondering why we have stopped walking. So, we move forward, growing ever closer to the things that I love, as the distance between me and the things I have found to be less important increases. And I dare you to do the same.